Well, chaps. Oh, hang on, the volume's shocking. There we go. Well, boys, the jig is up, as they say. I am sorry to say that I am your ugly, hairy morale fairy. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. The ugly, hairy morale fairy. Terry, how are you doing? I'm assuming that's an assumed name, right? Right, hang on, let me sort this out. Just doing this quick. I've only got half an hour. I thought, you know what? I'll come online and I'll try and walk some of my Republican friends or my, like Al here, my Irish, British, European chums who are big fans of the Donald. I'll come on and walk them back from the brink. That's what I'm here for. So, lads. Oh my God, and even Man U lost to the Turks. It's going terrible. To the Turks. What are the Turks good at? Nothing. Dismantling churches that they didn't build because they haven't got the architectural know-how and turning them into mosques. That's all the Turks are good at. I had a nightmare with them in Afghanistan as well. They were blatantly supporting, assisting and helping the Taliban. But I can't talk about too much of that because of operational security. Oh yeah, shawarma, that's alright. Anyway, the reason I've come on, boys, I feel like it's important because honestly, if you go on Twitter, it is just like meltdown, people freaking out. And I'm here to be the voice of sanity and say, if you're a pissed off Republican, walk back from the bridge, walk back from the brink, step off the ledge, and relax. We always knew Trump had a massive mountain to climb. Lisa, Bob, Ben, hello. Nobody thought he was going to win. The fact that it's as close as it was and the Democrats' arses were nipping all night long. I mean, by the look of it, none of them slept. Their arses were twitching until, like I said, 50p, 5p until, 11 o'clock this morning. Considering there's numerous things to be happy about, I want to try and cheer everybody up a little bit, while simultaneously reminding you and them and anybody else who's pissed off today, that the real conservative values, the tenets of it, are that you're a stoic. And instead of doing what that wacky lady did on the amusing meme that I shared this morning, where's that anyway? Because that's funny. There we go. Right? Funny. You don't melt down like that girl who, like the tens of thousands of young people that were fucking shrieking to the stars because they lost an election. It's one of them things. If you put too much stock in Royal Navy's half P, 1p, no, Mark, that just shows you're an old twat because the halfpenny hasn't been around since, what was it, late 70s? I don't ever remember seeing a halfpenny as a boy, and I was born in 1979, so it's not because we like it more, although we do happen to like it more. It's because you're an old bastard, unfortunately. Sorry to break that to you. So it's another beautiful day. Trump might not have won. He definitely hasn't won, by the way. If this still hasn't sunk in, he definitely hasn't won. You can always check with the bookies. The best place to go if you want real political numbers is the bookies in England, because the bookies go where the money is, and they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck what CNN and MSNBC has to say. The bookies, they know the crack, and they've got people all over the place. And about 7 o'clock this morning, I woke up. First thing I did, about 7 a.m. Checked my phone, looked at the numbers. Biden was fucking odds on. Trump was like 5-1. So I knew straight away Biden's won. So yeah, to anyone who's just finding out, I apologize to be the hairy bearer of bad news, but yeah, it's done. Possession is 9/10 of the law. The numbers have already surpassed. Biden's already winning, and those numbers are only going to get worse. There is no way. Even I'll tell you what. I'll even meet the conspiracy theorists halfway and say, maybe there is a ton of fraud, Ben. Maybe there is. I think there's a little bit. At least a little bit, because I've seen stories myself. I did a video a couple of months ago where I looked for as many as I could. I know they've prosecuted dozens of people for voter fraud, but it does look like it's pretty hard to do, and ultimately you're still only going to be talking about a few 100,000 votes or something, tops. Ultimately, I do think you've got to accept the fact that whether by hook, by crook, or by corruption and cheating, Biden's won. And as always, when they control the mainstream media, the narrative, Silicon Valley, all the oligarchs, like everything, when they control everything, you're not going to get anywhere with a court case. You're just not. So I don't want to sell anyone false hope. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to walk you all back from the brink and give you a bit of morale, because the sun still shines. And it's what I was saying I've been banging the drum all week. But your life should revolve around your mates, your hobbies, your family, your friends, your career, your dog, any fucking thing. This, as I've always said, is 5% of your life. It's an amusing distraction, and I feel as if in the UK we're a bit better at dealing with it, because ultimately in the UK, how much do we hate our politicians? We despise them. Like, I vote Conservative. I've voted Conservative since I voted for Blair in like 1998 or whatever it was, when it was the first election I could vote in. And then I've been Conservative ever since. And they've always been a disappointment. Like, I'm sorry if you're young and you're expecting something from Biden, but they've always been a disappointment. Even Trump didn't go as far as he said he was going to, didn't he? If you're like a dyed-in-the-wool Trumper, loads of the stuff he said was rhetoric, and he didn't do it. The wall, what's he done, about 400 mile in 4 years? I mean, it's fucking not. I think me and 4 mates could do 400 mile in 4 years. It's, even he let people down. And what you have to accept is politics will always let you down, and politicians will always let you down. Remember Brian Clough? Brian Clough was a dyed-in-the-wool Labour arsehole, like so many people are from Middlesbrough. And even him, when he was young, he was all about, when he was a player, he was all about Labour, they're going to do this for us. By the time he was 50, he was like, they're all a bunch of cunts. They all piss in the same pot. They all look out for each other. It's a nonsense. So put not your faith in false gods. Politicians are not it. It's not going to happen. Don't put too much faith in politicians. So conversely, don't be too happy and don't be too sad if your guy doesn't win, or does win, depending on your political affiliation. This stuff is just, like Mark Twain said, right? If voting made a difference, they wouldn't let us do it. They wouldn't let us do it. Trump was still getting his strings pulled. Same for Biden. America will keep on trucking. It will. The only really sore point, which does annoy me as well, again, because it's the principle of the matter, is if they cheated. It seems like they might have done. But it's not the type of thing you should be going to grab your rifle. Like, I've got mates on Facebook. I don't want to show you my personal Facebook, because these are guys who might not want to be out there. They've got jobs and families and stuff. And we've seen how the Liberals will go after your career. There's a lot of them sit, like, literally, like, I'm going to grab my fucking gun. Yes, Darren, and that's my point. Democracy is an illusion, and it always has been. And maybe that's why we take it so much better in the UK, because I've never been under the illusion that we live in a free country. The UK has been a police state my entire life, hasn't it? It's a fucking police state. If you're in the favoured class, i.e. you're upper class, because Britain's still a class society more than anything else. If you're upper class, or you're the right colour now, because now we've got a class society and we've got a colour society, and obviously if you're black or Asian, you get treated better. If you're not one of those two things, You're a non-entity. You don't matter. Like I said, Tommy Robinson can't even go for a fucking walk without getting arrested. He puts his left toenail out his front door and there's a copper ready to fucking smash his face in. It's one of the things, but you can't cry about it. Because, like I said, I've never been under the illusion that we live in a free country. It probably stings the Americans a bit more because my fellow Americans, a lot of them seem to do think they live in a free country, and they don't either. They don't either. Try not paying your property tax in America. Try not paying your property tax. See what happens. We don't live in a free country. We never have. But it's not the end of the world. We live in relatively free countries, and all the things that are important, you can do. You can earn a bit of money, hang out with your friends and family, and enjoy your fucking life. So if you're a Republican that's freaking out because Trump's fucking lost, and you're thinking of doing something silly, come back from the brink, mate. Come and have a chat with me and we'll have a crack. I'll set a Discord server up so we can do some more interaction rather than simply over the keyboard. Because I actually do feel like, I want to help people out. I've got the gift of the gab. I'm always good at talking shit to people. And if you're really genuinely depressed, I'm here to tell you that you shouldn't be. Life will go on. Never bet against America. Biden will either change very, very little, or he'll change a lot, get fucking annihilated in the next election, and everything will get unpicked. So you don't have to freak out about it. Don't ever bet against America, is my message to anyone who's fucking chronically depressed. Yeah, Tommy, it is unbelievable. He just gets nicked every time. They're just in love with arresting him. Al, exactly right. Everyone. Like, I don't think Obama got into politics with the evil intent. It was because it only happens in America. It doesn't fucking happen in Britain. Britain's fucking class society. You don't get to do an Obama in Britain. It doesn't happen. You don't get to be a broke ass northern shitbag and suddenly become the prime minister. It doesn't fucking happen. You have to go to a posh school and you have to have a posh accent and you have to have connections. So Britain, you guys are all quite happy, aren't you? Like, yeah, well, Trump, Biden, who gives a fuck? We're all fucked anyway. Americans still working under the delusion that it's a free country. They're a bit more upset. Obama and Big Mike. I love the Big Mike still tickles me. I love it. Fucking Big Mike. But Obama came from now. His family was normal middle class family. I just, nothing special about Obama. I don't think he did it to do anything evil. Not like Kamala. Kamala, the cleverest thing that's ever come out of Kamala's mouth is Willie Brown's fucking cock. Right? His shriveled, manky, OAP fucking pepper army. Like, I can't believe. It shows how Kamala Harris is just despicable. Because, like I don't know if I even did this on a stream or if I was talking to my wife about it, but I was saying, I don't think Biden's that bad compared to Kamala. Because Biden... I honestly think Biden's just obsessed with money. Biden is a self-serving liar who's just lied for 47 years because he's a bit of a fucking idiot. And he's just there to make money. So I don't despise Biden as much as I hate Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was happy to smoke a pensioner's pole because she's obsessed with power. And can you believe it? I like a pun. Well done, Al. She's obsessed with power, so Kamala worries me more than Biden. But again, Kamala she is so obsessed with power, she'll go from being right of Obama, and like I said, she definitely was right. For a time there, she was right of any British Prime Minister, Conservative, right? She's more right-wing than Boris fucking Johnson, and he's in charge of the Conservative Party, right? So Kamala, right, and then, whoa, socialism's popular, I'll pretend I'm a communist after smoking a pensioner's fucking pole. Kamala Harris is just a leaf in the wind, and she'll go anywhere she fucking wants to. Mike's hands there bigger than mine. I did see a funny video with her on, and the voiceover was like totally deadpan, and it was like, there are many ways you can see a transgender individual. If we look at this man's hands, and it just like had a close-up of Michelle Obama's hands, like totally deadpan, as if she just is a man. And that made me laugh. Again, I'm not on with the conspiracy theory that Michelle Obama's a bloke, but it still makes me laugh. When I was living in Alabama, you do meet some batty people out there, hardcore right wingers, and one of them was telling me like he swore blind at a party. He was arguing with my wife. He swore blind that his mate was in the Secret Service, and he's physically seen with his own eyes Obama getting bummed by his boyfriend on like a pool table or something. And I was like, fuck off. It was like, he used to sneak him out the back door, seeing him. He was a fucking basketball player or some fucking shit. And I was like, first of all, he's not that big. If I was going to get one horsed into me by a bloke, I wouldn't pick a basketball player. I think they were just going for the fucking maximum shock value. I'd probably start with a dwarf and like gradually work my way up. Fucking basketball player. Obama would have been walking like he'd shit himself for a month if he was frequently getting rogered by his basketball player boyfriend. So I'm not having that. Not a conspiracy I'm down with. But yeah. Start off little. Yeah, you don't have an arsehole like the top end of a welly. That might not have landed with the Americans. What do they call a Wellington boot over here? I have to find out. I have to find that out. What do Americans call wellies? Wellington boot. Galoshes. There you go. Galoshes. Other things I looked up. Yeah, that's like a broken cat flap. That's a good one. Pyrrhic victory I have to look up because someone on my comments yesterday was like, this morning was like, what's a Pyrrhic victory? I didn't realise that was only significantly, knowledgeable to military guys. I thought it was a really common piece of terminology. Pyrrhic victory. Play it.
Pyrrhic victory.
Pyrrhic. The Americans say Pyrrhic. It's Pyrrhic.
Pyrrhic victory.
Not Pyrrhic. Pyrrhic. I'm certain of it. Anyway, Pyrrhic victory. Whatever you want. That is a victory that inflicts such a devastating toll on the victor that it is tantamount to defeat. Winning a Pyrrhic victory takes a heavy toll that negates any true sense of achievement. That is Biden, right? Again, trying to cheer you American boys up, any of the hardcore Republicans currently getting pissed because you're on Twitter. In fact, there's another piece of advice. Turn Twitter off, honestly. Turn Twitter off. It is just insufferable. And the news as well, turn that off. Like this morning, I couldn't stand. My missus was listening to CNN or whatever it was, MSNBC, and I just put my headphones on because I couldn't be done with it. Like, it's just insufferably smug lefties gloating. Again, it's fine. Let them gloat. Like, they've embarrassed themselves for 4 years. They don't really believe it. Like I've been saying for months, they don't believe the shit they're coming out with, and they don't really believe what they're saying. Like, you've had 4-year campaign of Alex Jones style conspiracy theories insisting that fucking crazy stuff was true. It's been mad. 4 years of insanity. Oh yeah, Putin sucked his dick. Like, there's no evidence. You're biased. Your own biased FBI with your own biased prosecutor, Robert Mueller, who hate Trump, looked into it and they couldn't find anything. So what do you want? What do you want me to do? I've got a mate, I don't want to say his name, but I've got a pathological lefty mate, and it's like every source he points me at is definitely 100% true, and it could be like, www.trumpsacunt.com, and then I show him stuff from like, The Economist or the fucking Washington, not the Washington Post because they're shocking, the Wall Street Journal even. I mean, they're left wing, but they're not insane. And he won't have it. If it contradicts the narrative that is the Russians secretly robbed the election somehow, and Donald Trump's been getting pissed on by prozzies and that stuff, he won't have it. Like, he's pathological. And he knows that they've embarrassed themselves for 4 years. They've been believing conspiracy theories, jumping down any just crazy fucking rabbit holes, denying reality, shrieking at the stars like they are genuinely mentally ill. Feminists going on parades in pussy hats with blood all over the knickers. Like, the shit that's gone on in the last 4 years, it'd take me fucking 4 years to talk about it. Probably because I'd be laughing so much in between sentences, but it's fucking bonkers. So, what's there to be depressed about? There's going to be a lot to be said to being the heckler from the sidelines, because Trump's going to be on the sidelines pissing himself laughing. ripping the piss out of Joe Biden when he goes to fucking North Korea, calls Kim Jong fucking Susan, and then we get nuked a day later. Like, Joe Biden is going to fuck everything up. So, don't freak out about it. Like I said, if you really are pissed off, put your favourite music on your headphones, turn Twitter off and turn the telly off, because it'll just drive you fucking wild. Just gloating lefties. Even me, good-humoured, stoic chap that I am, even I was getting pissed off on Twitter when I looked at that Krasenstein twat. Every time you go on Twitter and you press on Google, Mrs. Krasenstein's on there. Those people drive me wild because they annoy me as well, how much they've got such a big footprint. Like, the Krasensteins and all these people, there's dozens of them. I can name a load of them. But I don't want to give them any more fucking footprint than they've already got. Who've basically wrote programs, they must have done a bot, that every time Trump tweets, within 5 seconds, they've already responded to it with some trite cliche like, oh yeah, what about Russia? And then it gets like 10,000 fucking upvotes and shares and retweets and stuff. And they build like a business off the back of it. The Krasensteins, it's like, we are these entrepreneurs. It's like, you've literally made a fucking career out of every time Trump tweets, you call him a cunt. Like, these people are just insufferable. So don't worry about them. If you find yourself getting raged to fuck, just turn the TV off. Turn the TV off, turn the Twitter off. Go for a walk, pat the dog, shag your missus, play with the kids, whatever you want. Play with the kids as in with a bat and ball, not the Biden style where you like grab the fucking head and sniff it like. None of that. Just get on with your lives, enjoy yourselves, do other things. But please do not melt down over a election. Never worth doing. And like I said, if you need any advice, PM me, I'll have a chat with you. If you need to walk back from the brink. Because I'm used to it. 41 years old, lived in England for 35 of those years. It has always been a shit show. It's a police state. You haven't got any freedom. And it's an illusion of choice. It's an illusion of choice because it's a stitch up from the middle. In England, it's a total stitch up. It doesn't matter who you vote for, you get the same shit. So fuck them. Fuck them. Get on with your life. If you're living in some Republican fucking... a strong Republican state, like if you're in Arkansas or Oklahoma or fucking Tennessee or something, it's not going to affect you. On the federal level, you get fuck all. Fuck them. Just get on with your life. Enjoy yourself. Go hunting. Go for a beer. Fuck them. The BBC made a huge deal about a spelling mistake in Trump's tweet. The BBC are fucked. Regards everyone who's saying, is it definitely... No, he's definitely lost. Gavin, there is no chance. He's definitely lost. Because the thing is, in a lot of these states where they're still counting, and this is where I get a bit conspiracy theory, I would not put it past them to cheat. I'm not going to start going, oh my God, the ballot printer's going brrr and they've printed off 10 million ballots. I'm not going to say that, but the way they've behaved in the last 4 years with the mainstream media, Silicon Valley, the shit they've come out with, would you put it past them to cheat? They hate him to an irrational level, to this point that they'll screech at the stars and piss themselves in the middle of the street. They despise him completely and utterly beyond all reason. You know, we merely think Biden's a joke. Don't despise him. It's just a joke and a liar and a self-serving twat, like nearly all of them are. They despise Trump, and you think they're above cheating? I fucking don't. So he's got fucking no chance. They're going to be counting them votes, and he's going to lose all of them. All of them ones that are currently hashed out. Nevada, he'll lose. Michigan, he'll lose. Pennsylvania, maybe they won't be so brazen with Pennsylvania because his lead's so big. But all the ones that matter, he'll take Michigan, he'll take Nevada, he's done. Trump's not going to win. There's no way that he'll bring it back from that. Because they will... I wouldn't put it past them. Maybe they haven't got some industrial strength cheating on, but I wouldn't put it past them with like deep six, a fucking shoebox full of Trump votes. All the people doing the counting in these places are fucking Democrats. The governor of Pennsylvania, I think, and there's people like in real positions of power where they're not motivated to try and be fair. They utterly despise Trump with a passion. Like, they really have been going on. Sam Harris, who I used to be a big fan of, He's been going around saying, like, Trump really is worse than Hitler. Like, some of them have actually said it. He's worse than Hitler. So, of course, they'll fucking cheat. And even if they don't, it is a fair point to say that Trump was telling his supporters to go out and vote. You would assume, common sense would say that more Democrats will be doing postal votes than Republicans. So yeah, he's not going to win. But like I said, don't let it freak you out. It's fucking life. It's still a win of a kind. It's a Pyrrhic victory because they said it was going to be a fucking 12% swing. And as I showed you in the video I made a couple of days ago, they were saying Biden was going to get like 350 fucking seats. It's none of it's happened. Once again, there's loads of positives to take from this. The talking heads, the mainstream media, Silicon Valley, the amount of money they spent, they outspent him by a factor of like 3 to 1. Everything they said was wrong. Every fucking guess they made was wrong. Every poll, they said, oh, we've adjusted the polls this time. We've learned from last time. We adjusted the polls. These are accurate now. Totally fucking wrong. Less accurate than fucking Stevie Wonder on the archery range. Just nowhere. Put a blindfold on, spin him around 3 times. Hit. He'd probably beat them. So they've got nothing. It's been an embarrassment. There's a lot of positives to take from it. Trump did much, much, much better than anybody was expecting, unless you're a bit mental and you were convinced that he was going to get a massive landslide, despite. Again, you always have to look at the bookies, like I keep saying. Trump was 2 to 1, Biden was odds on. This is before the election. So Betfair, Paddy Power, if they're all singing off the same hymn sheet, that's the odds you want to be looking at. Never take your advice from like the Washington Post or New York Times or Fox fucking News. The bookies had it down, so it was always going to be hard. And it's one of them things. Take solace from the fact. Probably going to be quite an amusing 4 years. It won't be as bad as people are saying. If you're in the South, you're in the South. They're not going to turn into a communist fucking hellhole. He's not going to take your guns. I'm telling you. I'll put my money on it right now. Anyone flapping about that? It's rhetoric by a has-been who's been in politics 46 years. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's not going to happen. I bet you he doesn't take your guns. Mozza, I'll put money on it. It's rhetoric to get the vote. It's not fucking happening. How is he going to do it? Again, America's a great country for that reason, because there's so much individual power pushed through around the... Farage is 10 grand. Oh, yeah. Well, even that's pretty funny, isn't it? He's a fucking politician. Farage can afford it, trust me. Farage can afford it. Not the end of the world. Mandatory mask wearing? Fuck him. Don't have to wear it. I still go out walking about without a mask on in LA. Occasionally get some morbidly obese fucking chav in a wheelchair going, put your fucking mask on, me health. And you're like, your health's fucked, fatty. That's not my fault. Chain smoking, morbidly obese chav telling me they're worried about the health. Fuck off. I've just watched you eat mayonnaise from the jar with a fucking soup spoon. Don't tell me you're worried about your health, buffalo ass. So, everybody calm down, is all I'm trying to say. There's laughter, love, live, love, laugh. Right, you can still do it. Not the end of the fucking world. If you feel yourself melting down, turn the TV off, switch Twitter off, put some fat beats on and take the dog for a walk, go for a jog. But I'll be here all fucking year, and I'll continue until the day YouTube bans me. And we'll just crack on. Crack on. Piss yourself laughing when Joe Biden calls fucking Kim Jong-bo. Trump will be heckling from the sidelines. It's going to be amusing. And I want to live to see it. So don't top yourselves. Just strap yourselves in and get ready for the giggles. Sadwings, yeah, he's not taking your guns. It's not happening. Idiots who think they have the right to do it after Biden says to get them will get fucking shot. Yeah, they will. Well, that'll be funny as well, won't it? You'll win the court case. Don't worry about it. You'll win the court case. It's almost a good excuse to shoot a communist. Can't say that, but you know what I'm saying. If someone's coming onto your property trying to rob you, well, you'll be allowed and you'll win the court case. Things aren't going to be terrible. Don't freak out about it. They're definitely not going to get your guns. That is total. The good thing of that is laughing at the liberal far left when they realise they've been had by a centrist, milquetoast, boring, senile twat like Biden, because none of the shit he promised them is going to happen. They'll have resistance in the Senate, resistance in the House. Half the fucking country hates Joe Biden, despite the fact that we're told otherwise by the pollsters. It's not going to be a fucking meltdown. Reduce weapon size and mags, you wait. Maybe they do that, right? But again, what do I keep saying about self-help? Don't melt down. You know what you can do if they do that? You can buy twice as many smaller mags and you can improve your skills and drills so you can switch mags faster. Use it every cloud. Use it as a training moment. Maybe a great time to hone your skills. Little things can change. Like I said, the taxes. Little things can change. But America's not fundamentally going to change. There'll always be resistance to fucking communism. Trump's loads of good things. The black vote went up. The Hispanic vote went up. You've got all the far left talking shit about Cubans now, right? The Cubans in Florida I was talking about. You've got fuckers in California talking shit about black men. Maxine Waters is like, those fucking black guys voting for Trump. There's loads of good shit come out of it. He did far, far beyond what anybody expected. And we'll still have some bants to go this year and the next. And yes, as Ben Hodgson back in Middlesbrough says, at least we've got our guns, we've got our firearms. Those sad bastards in England, what have you got, a fucking butter knife? You lads are still completely at the whim of the police state. So, if you're depressed and you're American Republican, at least you're not an Englishman. In fact, even worse, at least you're not Scottish. Can you imagine? Communist Scotland, they're going to be eating the fucking giraffes in Edinburgh Zoo come fucking Independence Day. So, at least you're not a Scotsman. And you have to wear a dress. Doesn't get any worse than that. Right, I have to go, boys. I've got shit to do. Come back from the brink, seriously. If you are depressed, fucking give your head a shake. Stoicism is my most favourite conservative value. Get a grip. Go for a run. Watch something funny. Maybe some comedy from the 1980s. I'm unsubscribing. Do it. I'm a stoic. You unsubscribe? Fuck you. I'll get over it. Right. Just crack on, lads. It's not the fucking end of the world. Next year's going to be funny, whatever happens. And Christmas will be alright. If you want to really enjoy your Christmas, check the fucking comments below. Get yourself a Bootneck Christmas card. That'll cheer you up. Thanks, guys. I'll do another stream tomorrow. I'll try and make a video as well. But chin up, boys. If we have too easy a ride, things aren't fun. Yeah? Stiff upper lip. Tip top. See you later, guys. Cheers.